This is Angelena here with the Deals with Advantage team with Excel Real Estate, here with Ron
Hello,
with
everybody.
Silverton Mortgage.
Yes.
I know you see what's in our hands,
Yes.
and I'm going to put it down so that way I do not slurp on this during this.
Yes.
But we're here at the Renaissance Starbucks Coffee and Smoothie Lounge.
Yes.
This is off of Two Notch, guys. They have the best Starbucks
Best smoothies
and
in
coffee
town.
and free Wi-Fi. So if you wanted to come out, do some work, and you don't want it to be as crowded, sit at a coffee shop, this is very convenient. Come on out here, guys. We're actually doing these lives out here. So come get your smoothie, get you some pastries, and enjoy yourself. All right?
Absolutely.
So first of all, Ron, thank you so much for doing this. This was kind of last minute, but we felt the need that we had to do this because of what's going on right now in this market. Guys, I know that you're seeing all of the news, all of the articles, all of the social media plugs in regards to what's going on with this current market. And the question that we're always getting asked is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell?
Yes.
Is it a good time to do anything? Is it a good time to invest when it comes to real estate? And guys, the answer to that is simple. And the time is now. That's why we put this on the subtitle. The time is now. Is now. And so what I want Ron to go over, Ron, you've been in this business now. I'm gonna let you go ahead and say how long,
Oh man. Well, the first thing I want to preface that with is just by saying I started real young.
Okay.
So I started real young. So when I say how long I've been doing it, you got to keep in mind I was only 10 years old when I started. So I've been doing this now for 27 years. Am I right? 27 years. Okay. So I'm a newcomer. I'm a novice. I'm a newcomer because what I've discovered about this business is it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. It's ever changing, and you really wake up every day starting all over again. Mm-hmm. That's the unique thing about it. However, the good part about starting over with us is the fact that we do carry some baggage along with us that help us be able to navigate a new day as we look toward helping people become homeowners in this current market. I am excited, first of all, Angelena, to say it's great to be back with you. Yeah. It's been maybe about 60 days. I'm maybe just a few days off since our last live, but that's because we've been just that busy. We've been that busy helping people close loans, find homes, make deals happen, pre-approve them, or either educate them on home buying literacy, making them buyer prepared. You're correct in terms of the question that we're being asked daily. With rates going up, what should we do? Should we wait for rates to come back down, or should we wait to next year, next month, or what should we do? And tonight we are here to maybe help answer that question a little bit as it relates to what's happening in the market. I think the starting place, Angelena, may be just talking about what's happening.
Yes. So I want to always, you guys just see me down. What it is that we have chat, so I wanted to make sure I let you guys know I'm not being rude while Ron is talking.
Right.
But we do that because we have so many people that join us on social media, and so you're able to drop your questions below, so that way we can be able to answer them. So that's what I'm doing if you see me with my head down, type it below, okay? So to answer Ron's question, what's going on in the market? Well, what's going on now is it's starting to correct itself, meaning that it's starting to stabilize. Now, that's not to say that if you don't put something on the market now that you don't have the what is it? Something happened with that you don't have a surplus of people coming through. That right. Does happen. And what we're seeing now, especially in the Columbia market, when you're at that 250 or below, you're still having a lot of competition. But really, 250 or higher, the competition is not as much due to interest rates.
Right.
So the interest rates have really taken down a lot of that buyer's pool that you used to have. But we still have a lot of buyers that are qualifying. Now, right. Another thing, we're seeing on some contracts where closing costs are even being given. So that's a plus for buyers. not so much as a plus for sellers, but sellers, even if you're still having someone ask you for closing costs or some sort of type of incentives, look at how much you're still making off the home. The prices have not dwindled off. So that's a good thing for you.
Well, you know, absolutely right. Number one, we are in a correction. We're in a little bit of an unusual place. First of all, when I started in the industry, interest rates were much higher than what they are right now. Rates, when I first entered into the mortgage industry, was averaging about 13, 14%. I can remember telling peers that, hey, I got you 12.5%, and we would all celebrate. We would throw a big party because those types of rates were actually unheard of during any day. It was incredible to think that a person could get that. And so I preface this conversation with that because I want persons to understand that what we experience when what we call the market or rates being really good, that was the abnormal.
Yes.
This is more of the norm. What we're seeing right now, if where we were would be forever where we are, then we would really be in a very difficult position because banks would not make money. When banks didn't make money, that means money becomes more difficult to obtain. Yes. So what's happening now is that people are beginning to realize that what we experienced during the 3%, 2% market was the abnormal. And the reason why we were at rates like that was because we were trying to recover. Hey, for the people that was fortunate enough to buy during that time, great, wonderful. We celebrate that, but we don't want to forget about people that were not able. It created an environment to where there were so many buyers that there were not room for many people. So the great aspect of what's happening now is that this is the time that everyone gets an opportunity to be able to do it. That's what I'm excited about the most. So if you're listening to us tonight, this is our first point. If you took yourself out of the market because you were being outbidded by cash buyers, you were being outbidded because people had better pre-approvals, conventional pre-approvals with 20% down or whatever the case may be, and you felt like your offers were being rejected, we want to bring this live to you tonight because we want you to know that now is the time. When you look at what was recently, a study that was recently revealed about average rent in America, the average rent right now has escalated to almost $2,000 per month. You and I both know people that are renting average size homes for $1,500 or more per month.
Well, not just that, you're talking about apartments. I know people in apartment over $2,000 at this moment.
Yes.
And that's the thing that you have to keep in mind. I know everyone is looking at, hey, these housing prices are getting back normal.
Right.
You know, what we were used to. But to some of people who are only just looking at this abnormal time, it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's high, that's high, that's high. But guys, the thing that's going to happen is that rent is going to soon follow, and it's already falling.
Right.
And so at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, you're going to always pay less for a home than you will for rent. And then now is such a huge competition now with renters.
Right.
I'm having, I kid you not, every day I'm having someone reach out because they're either in a hotel that they're paying weekly for, because there's, plus you got to think of sellers who have sold their homes, are willing to wait. They didn't mind going into a rental until they was able to build their own home, find something. You steal for a town. And also you just have people who are just selling, trying to capitalize off of it. And you still need buyers who are looking, those buyers are still trying to find something.
Right.
And they're renewing those leases or trying to find new other apartments, because sometimes, guys, some of these investors are also selling off everything in that pool smaller and smaller, and it's making that, stronger and stronger. I mean, it's and demand. There's more of a huge supply for renters, and the demand is strong. So, but the supply is low. So now you're having that opposite of time. You know, no matter how you structure it up, you're going to always pay less when it comes to your home, and then you have more options for a home versus when you are paying for someone else's home.
Absolutely. You know, Angelina, you're by far probably one of my top realtors that we work with, and we've been a team for quite some time now, and I'm always excited about working with you. But I do get a lot of calls from real estate agents every day, multiple calls, and one of the questions that are asked is, you know, how do I deal with this market because of the rates? How can I make customers understand that now is the time when the rates seem so high? Well, number one, you just answered the question. Rent has escalated to a place now where it's more expensive almost to rent a home. But secondly, the other aspect of it is part of the correction is the aspect of availability, what you were just talking about. There's still limited availability that's taking place in the market. But thirdly is qualifying persons, having them ready. One of the things that we've been doing here with our Columbia team here in Silverton, Sheila, myself, and I, Jessica, is that we're spending a lot of time educating buyers on how to prepare themselves. If you're properly armed with the right information, you're still able to buy a house at an affordable payment, believe it or not, at an affordable payment, even with rates being a little bit higher. Most of the time, people really don't understand the aspects of how does 5.5%, 6% look in terms of a monthly payment. All right, you and I talked about this today. We have a client that needs to be at a $1,500 a month payment.
Yes.
And I've said to you, this customer needs to be at a $230,000 sales price. Is it anything in this market? 3 bedrooms are better for $230,000.
Yes.
Lots of inventory in there. Believe it or not, yes.
It is. And you know, even when we had a situation where when we had one client where, and this is something that I talked to also with colleagues of mine to make sure that we check in with you all, because I was thinking with the spike that we recently had that it was going to drop my clients down a significant amount that it had done before, but when I checked with you, it had only dropped down 5,000.
Right.
But one time it had dropped down over 20. So
right.
Even though we're hearing these things, guys, and also not just real estate agents, but just people you out there, you know, people who are just considering, when you're hearing these things, it's always best to be the money man or money lady in regards to what it is that we need to do and find out what your true numbers are. Because you may be in a situation to whereas you only want to spend, like you said, 15 right there. And it's still going to be less than what you're paying for rent right now. So we have all the doomsday articles around us. We have everyone saying, don't do this, don't do that. But talk to the people that are actually in it and find out what's going to be best for you. And every scenario is different. Like I know we had a conversation and the question was asked, what do you like most about what's going on currently? And what I like most about what's going on currently is that this market has forced everyone to be prepared more.
Yes.
You know, it used to be, you want a house, I could get you a paycheck and some patio furniture and everything else at the table. But now it's actually truly having homeowners put some skin in the game and it's preparing them for the market. And for someone who, like myself and Ron, who has been in that foreclosure boom, when we've seen when there, you know, what happens when there's not a lot of skin in the game. I promise you guys, it is making a huge difference. And it's making people appreciate homeownership differently too.
I think it is because, you know, owning a home has always been a process. I think many industry professionals have made it sound like it's abracadabra and you're a homeowner. and unfortunately, it is really not that way. It does require work. It does require patience, and it does require money. Does require money. I know you've been told that it doesn't require money, that you can buy without having any money at all.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, we're here because we want to really help you, and we want to really give you reality. We don't want to come with reality stories, but we want to give you what's real, what's authentic, and what's true. Because there is so much benefit in owning a home that it's not going to come for free. You're not going to get tax benefits of being a homeowner for free. You're not going to build wealth over time for free. You're not going to have the comfort of being able to know that you own a part of the American dream for free. But it's going to cost you something. However, we're here to help provide you with the answers that you need and to help you prepare for what being a homeowner is all about. So one of the things that that we want you to know that it starts with, it's just a simple application.
Yes.
Before you ever get to Angelena and start the process of looking for a home, somebody asked me, what do I do in this market? Well, you start with just seeing what you qualify for. Because you may be surprised. You may be surprised what you can qualify for. So this allows us to be able to look at the three components of what you need in order to buy a house. Number one, you need income. Somebody thought I was going to say credit first. I always start with income. Why? Because we're not really so much worried about where your credit is when we're trying to get you prepared. Because credit is always one of those things that we can help work you through. We can help work on with you. We can help get you prepared. You're going to need credit, but it's not the number one thing. The number one thing we want to see is some income, a stream of income. Because you know what? We can't get you a job. We can't get you income. We can help make corrections in your credit. We can help build your portfolio to make it better. But we can't help get you income. So you must have a stream of income. Then you must have credit. And then thirdly, you must have also some form of assets, some form of savings, some form of money that's available that you can invest into your purchase. Those are the three components of where we start. So when we look at an application, we look at those three components, and we're able to come back to say to Angelena, your client can qualify for up to $300,000 or up to $400,000 or up to $500,000, and she's able to match your needs at that time with what's available in the market. I urge everyone that listening to us now live or will look at this in a replay, now is the time for you to see where you are. Stop sitting back saying, oh, I'm going to think about it. Oh, I'm going to think about it. My partner here, Sheila, she had a client just last week that had been thinking about it, and she finally said, hey, let's look at an application. And to her surprise, she's ready to buy right now.
Right now.
But fear kept her from being able to just taking that first step. Yes.
Well, yeah, and this because of the fact there's being fear instilled in us when it comes to this market.
Right.
And it's not to say that we're being, blinded to understanding what's going on, but that's even more so why you need to go ahead and put yourself in a position of being a homeowner.
Right.
Because again, you have options more when you own a home versus if you were renting.
Right.
I was just speaking to one of my clients about this. If you get put, let's say for some reason the landlord needs to put you out, or you get behind on your payments with rent, that's a 30-day process unless you get a continuance. But when it comes to your home, they allow you to have options. Yes, we have a foreclosure boom, but in the state of South Carolina, they're not able to just be out of your home with it while you are renting. You will have options. The bank has to work with you in certain areas. So that's one of the things right there that's going to immediately give you some time and give you ways of being able to benefit of home ownership, because everyone needs a place to stay.
Right.
You gotta have the place to stay. And I like something else that you stated when you talked about assets, and you're saying you have to have something that you're investing in.
Yes.
Guys, getting a home is an investment.
That's what it is.
A lot of times when I'm talking to people about down payment and closing costs, they're looking at it like, well, I just don't want to pay all this money for this. You are not paying the money. You are investing your money into your asset, into your investment. This is something that's going to set you up. You know, the one thing that you don't hear a lot of millionaires saying, they've stopped buying.
Not at all. Not at all. In
They're
fact, they're still trying to buy more.
They're trying to buy more.
Yes,
Even
absolutely.
guys, even when we had the recession, that's when money was still made.
Yes.
Money was still being made. To my broker that I had when I was at, and I was out, Erica Holmes, Erica Sims, that was one of the things she always taught us. In a recession, money is still being made.
Yes.
So guys, that is true even today. There are still people who are still investing, still have people who are still purchasing, and we still have people that are selling.
Yes.
And now is the time. If you've been thinking about it and it's been hitting you like, should I do this? Is this the right time? Go ahead and do it. And if the interest rates go down, guys, you know what? You refi. You take your interest rate down. We're hoping that they go down.
Right.
But right now, it's not a guarantee.
You know, and I think, Angelena, one of the big problems that perhaps hinder many people is the aspect of thinking that it is going to go back down. And that's and that's the part that no one can answer that question, number one. But secondly, I also believe that it's the thing that will block most of us is because we're waiting, and while we're waiting, others are buying. While we're sitting back, deals are still being closed. We're more busier now, just as busy now as what we were when the rates were at 2%. Nothing has changed. Everything is all but the exact same. We're just as busy as we were then. The difference is what's happening now is that the buyers that could not get an opportunity before are now beginning to get opportunity. And that's what this whole live is about, is to talk to you all that have sat on the fence and that have thought that, hey, I frustrated myself because I kept competing with cash buyers. I kept competing with multiple offers. I'm going to give up. I'm going to wait. Well, we come to warn you, to tell you tonight, now is your time. Come back now into this market and capture this opportunity that is available, because many of the persons that were out there that were looking only because rates were low, yeah, some of those have backed up. They have backed up because they are the shoppers that are only going to buy when rates are at 3%, 3.5%. But that's a good thing, because watch this. It has opened the doorway for you, whomever we're talking to. And the other thing, Angelena, I said, is that when you and I talked about this, when we saw it coming, and I said to you, I said, it's really an exciting time. And we kind of talked about why. And one of the reasons why is because when rates go up, it often also means that qualifications begin to loosen up. When you see 2% rate, 2.5% rate, 3% rate, also the time you see 800 credit scores beside it, extremely good income, low debt ratios,
some assets.
So qualifications, you know, I used to sit back and, you know, when I was trying to learn about finance, I used to watch car commercials. And you remember our car commercials would advertise $0 down, $200 a month, and you can get this Mercedes on a lease. But then at the end of the commercial, it would say, well qualified
Buyers only.
And only. And so that's what the low interest rate market meant, that you had to be really well qualified. Not that you don't have to be well qualified now. There is more room. There is more opportunity that's available. So I want to urge persons tonight to go and apply with us, start with us, reach out to Angelena. Let's start the process. Let's see where you are. Reach out to our team and let us start the process for you tonight, because you may be surprised to discover there's opportunity that's available.
Exactly. And then when you apply with Ron, it's not just you getting the number what you qualify for. We're able to find out, because one of the things that we do in our consultations is find out what's a comfortable number for you.
Yeah.
And so if your comfortable number is going to be, $1,400, then we can find out what that number is.
Right.
But there is going to be some accommodations in regards to also with those numbers too. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get that 4,500 square foot home
Yeah,
like we
yeah.
used to.
Right.
And you pay that amount. But it's okay, guys, because a lot of us think when you're purchasing your home, it's not necessarily that your first home is going to be your dream home.
Right.
It used to be that, and it still is, that it's a process to building up to that dream home.
Right.
Right now, it's all about finding out what it is for you that you and your family need right now, because you're not renting a $4,500 house. You're renting right now a 1,300, maybe 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, bath apartment. So let's go through and let's find out what it is that your family is needing. And we can show you ways of how you could be able to build that up, to build up to that dream home. Or you'll start to realize that really, honestly, you may not even need all of that. Sometimes I had some buyers, they were just buying it because they could.
Yeah. Right.
I had one gentleman, he literally got a 3,500 square foot home. Like, what do you need all this?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Right.
And he was like, well, I'm able to get it.
Yeah.
Now it's really causing homeowners to really get down to the meat and potatoes of what it is that they're looking for and what's going to be usable space for them, and it's just going to be the better fit. And then and I haven't heard everybody that I've closed, guys, since this has started. I've never had anybody say, "Oh, well, I just felt like I settled." "Oh, well, it just wasn't the right house." Everyone has still been excited. They've been blessed with a beautiful home.
Yes.
And that's what you have to have your trust into.
Absolutely. And I cannot emphasize enough to you tonight how important this moment is and how this really presents opportunity. And I think that the sooner you begin to evaluate or be evaluated, the better you are. Most times, people, when you start to hear in the media that interest rates are going up, so many people don't understand what it means, and they just assume the definition of that is that now isn't the time.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, it really means, in particularly where we're coming from out of the COVID market, that now presents an opportunity. So we want to help you with that, and we want to help get you started. We're right here locally here in the Columbia market. There's not a person I know better that knows this market than you. I don't know how Angelena does it, because both we have agents a lot of agents that we work for. We give them a pre-approval. We may not see them for months down the road. It's never the case with her. How she come up with these houses, I don't know, but she find a way of finding what her clients are really looking for. And it's funny because we have sometime a tug of war going on. I'll tell her, Angelena, look, this is the most we can do. But she said, well, Ron, I got to find this particular house. They need this. And we end up somehow finding it. It happens every single time. Our office has a 98% close ratio. We don't miss. When we tell you that we're able to help you, we're able to do it.
And one of the things that, I don't know if you mind me sharing what we're doing now,
No,
is
absolutely
doing
not.
the full underwriting as
Yes.
well. So the good thing about that is that when we're putting these offers in, we're able to have that shorter timeline, and it takes the fear out, because a lot of times buyers are like, okay, I'm under contract, so what's next? What happens? They do the full underwriting.
Yes.
So with that, the only thing that we're just needing the address and appraisal and the title, which is from the attorney. But a lot of the hoopla and the things that we're worried about is kind of already put our mind at ease.
Yes.
And so that's another thing that has also a good thing that's come out of this market, that we're doing more of that now, that I appreciate. And so it helps my job be easier.
Yes.
But also, guys, just the main thing is just having the patience with it.
Yes.
You're buying a house. You're not buying a car. You're not buying a pair of tennis shoes or a new outfit or some furniture. You're buying a home. So it is going to probably be one of the biggest investments that you make. So it's okay if it takes time. It's okay if you have to, go about it a different way as far as with the process. At the end of the day, when you get those keys in hand, I promise you, it never fails. Everyone feels exactly the same. When the keys are in hand, it always works out the way that it needs to. And they're grateful. We're grateful. And like I said, it's still a wonderful time. I still enjoy what I'm doing. My hair hasn't turned gray.
Yeah.
So it's still
Absolutely
I got
right.
a thumbs up.
Yeah, she was laughing at us about that. Hers, yours is great. I see some great. She died.
Yeah.
So I think that. Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's still, we're not all jumping off the ledge right now saying, okay, we need to all leave real estate. So the best bet is I understand that we're in this world now where information is at the top of our, it's at the tip of our fingertips. We can be able to, Google and, YouTube, anything. But your best bet is to get with professionals. I already have Ron's information on there for you to be able to apply. I have to put your easy email website on there.
It's called applywithronwilliams.com. It's just that easy.
Yes, and I'll make sure I have it on the next set.
That's the easy one.
Yes, applywithronwilliams.com. That's super easy. And then mine is Deals with Angie, www.dealswithangie.com. It's right here. It's literally how it sounds. Dealswithangie.com. And what we could be able to do is to be able to, for one, do the consultation, talk to you about what your fears are, what it is that you're wanting to do, and how to accomplish, and come up with a game plan. That's one thing I like with working with Ron, is that he will come up with a game plan. And for those of you all who are still, even if you're not ready, or you're like, hey, I need to get some of my things together, make sure that you're working towards that goal.
Yeah.
If you have money still saved up from the last time you attempted to purchase, don't allow it to burn through your hands. Go through, and that's another thing. If you have the funds and you have the credit and the assets, I say move. If you can get approved, you need to move.
That's it. And in closing, I will say the exact same thing. And let me say this to you as well. We work together as a team. Angelena and I work as a unit. She's working on the real estate side. I'm working on the mortgage side, bringing the money to the table. But both of us also have a team of people that we work with.
Yes.
We don't do what we do alone. We have people that work on our staff and that are partners in the industry that help us to be able to push your stuff along. So we urge you tonight to begin the process, start the process. There's no cost to it. It's free 99.
Yep.
My favorite term is free 99. We don't charge anything to look at an application. You don't charge anything to do a consultation. We want to empower you with the information that you need. And get this, even if you don't utilize us, if you decide to take the information we give you and you're able to find your dream somewhere else, it's okay, because we operate from a perspective that we plant seed, we help people, and we're here to serve. So apply tonight, applywithronwilliams.com, Deals with Angie, reach out to us. We're here to serve you, and we're here to help you.
Exactly. And you have your saying free 99. Mine is a no obligation consultation.
Oh, I like that
That's
one.
what mine is. So
no obligation consultation.
No obligation
I like that.
Consultation.
Yeah, that sounds better than free 99. I need to go down.
That's what. So hey guys, and that's for sellers too, because this is still a good time for sellers who are looking to purchase and maybe possibly downsize or at least upgrade their homes too, if you should choose to. Right. And with one thing with Ron with that, what he's able to do is we're able to work together with finding out what your net proceeds are, so ways he can give you all types of options. Because you have sellers who are like, well, I was able to partake in this low interest rate. He can show you how you could be able to take those net proceeds and still be in a good position. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. We do all types of loan, FHA, VA, conventional. There's no type of loan, different types of scenarios. So reach out to us. We're here. And we want to thank you. I want to thank you tonight for deciding to be led by the moment, because of all of the questions we're fielding that we come together and put this live on tonight so that we can provide answers in this Columbia market.
Thank you. And as always, I thank you so much for your support
Absolutely.
and allowing us to be here and meeting with us, and also
Yeah.
for this too. I love
Renaissance Starbucks Coffee and Smoothie Lounge located at
Yes.
5937 Two Notch Road. Beautiful facility. Free Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Great drinks that are here. So come by and visit with us, and we're excited to serve you. Can't wait till next month. We're going to come back again in the month of July and do this all over again.
Yes, and then we were like, guys, you don't have to necessarily get on social media. You can actually come out to the physical location while we're doing this.
We're having fun with
We're
the live
wanting to
audience
be
tonight.
able to have this. They was picking at me when I said something about my not being great.
Yeah,
Somebody big
yeah,
eyes.
yeah.
But this is what it's all about. It's all about a community effort too. When
Yes.
we're able to be able to spread the word and the knowledge in regards to what's going on, because home ownership, guys, is the basis of our economy, and it cannot stop. And the way that we're able to continue to improve that is through knowledge, and that's sharing the word. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you again, and nothing else claims our attention. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Be blessed.
All right.
Thank you so
All
much.
Thank you again. 25 minutes. That's all it was, Sheila, in 25. Angelina, you know she messed with us. You and Angelina.
Where we are?
Yeah, y'all are.
We are. Okay.
Y'all two can talk to no end. Carlos, who was only 25 minutes. 25.
Bro, hold on.
Well, at least that's what I had on my time. You know what, though? I think I may have chimed in with late by
Yeah, it was 36, but y'all were fine.
Oh, okay.
Y'all were fine.
That's perfect.
We just feel like, oh.